Welcome back to week 9. It is the new year. We're excited about it. How's it going?
It's going extremely well. We've overcame some new type of technical difficulty today to be here with you. So I'm really glad that we've managed to actually connect and start the new year together. That's gonna be the subject of the presentation conversation. We're gonna talk some about the future, about the resolutions, how we're gonna approach the new year going forward. So really looking forward to that. And I think let's jump in.
Yeah.
Who's gonna-
Yeah, I was scared that the audio just wasn't gonna work, and then we're gonna have to figure it out for tomorrow or something. But I'm glad that it worked out. 30 minutes later, we got it right.
Yeah.
All right. So let's just outline the project real quick for those watching. We made PowerPoint presentations outlining our New Year's resolutions. Basically, that's it. We're going to be presenting to each other today, and the viewers at home will, I guess, see what our resolutions are. And yeah, do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
I think I went first the last time, so
Okay. I will go first this time.
I think we go with you today.
Excellent. Yeah, let me okay. Where's this? Okay. Are you able to see this?
Yes, I can see the presentation.
Okay.
Let's go.
2026 New Year's resolutions for Nathan Simon. Overview. I saw a few different problems in my daily life that I wanted to address. 6 points of improvement. And so in order to, I guess, rather, what do you do about problems? You solve them, right? So you identified each solutions for each problem. And then after that, I identified steps to achieve those resolutions. First, I spend way too much time on my phone. I find that it is so distracting. It's such a boost of dopamine that it makes everything else feel bland in comparison. I'm getting a fucking spam call. This is so distracting. I get so many spam calls. Anyway, so digital detox. Basically, it's going to be a scheduled 1 hour per day of no screen time. That means no computers. That means no TV. That means no nothing. So in that time, I could do things like writing, drawing, reading, or hiking. It's just scheduled time where I don't use any sort of screen. And so the purpose of this is to reduce overstimulation and boost creativity and serenity. I kind of figured that I feel like I'm kind of out of touch with my brain at this point because there's so much stimulation. I consume so much. I figured that if I set time to kind of be with my thoughts and to try to create, whether it's writing or drawing, whatever it is, I think it'll make me more creative. So that's something that I'm excited to implement. 1 hour every day. Next, physical strength. My average frequency of the gym, I'm going to the gym, was 1.9, like 8 times per week, less than 2 times per week throughout the course of 2025, which is abysmal. My body looks mediocre. I feel okay, but I want to be better. My brother actually just started working out consistently, and he will soon surpass me in strength. I was always kind of the bigger one than him, but he will surpass me soon, and I can't let that happen. So I'm going to start going to the gym a minimum of 3 times per week. We're going to consistently do some resistance training, whether it's weights, whether it's, I don't know, body weight bands, whatever it is. Resistance training is extremely important, especially for bone density and like injury prevention. So yeah, the growth there is that I'm going to increase consistency with from 2025 averages. Next, mindful consumption. The amount of crap that I consume on a daily basis, whether it's like AI slop on Instagram or weed or junk food, it's just so not good, so not good to just mindlessly consume crap. So the goal here is to cultivate a healthier relationship with weed. Actually, so when I wrote this was specifically for weed, but I think mindful consumption for everything that I consume. So strategy for the weed at least is to gradually phase it out Monday through Friday. Kind of let it linger on the weekends, because by then I think my relationship with weed, I want it to be something that I do occasionally to complement an occasion, not something that I do when I have nothing else to do. So that's kind of the strategy there. So by May, the usage is only going to be reserved for weekends. So strategic scheduling. I want to start using Google Calendar more to plan out my days and weeks. I feel like a lot of times I have free time and I'm like, all right, what do I do with this free time? That leads to me like smoking weed, which is bad. I remember my dad found out that I smoked weed when I was a freshman in high school. And he was like, why do you do that? Like, that's so stupid. And I was like, oh, I only do it when I have nothing to do. And he's like, that's the issue. If you have nothing to do and you smoke weed, then you're really going to have nothing to do. You're just going to sit there on your ass instead of being productive. And he's totally right. The more time that I schedule to do creative and productive things, the more creative and productive things I'll do. So on Sundays, I'm going to spend an hour planning out my upcoming week. And the objective here is to eliminate empty time, like scrolling on TikTok, watching TV, doing, sitting on my ass, playing video games. Need to be more productive, need to be a better person. Financial discipline. My spending wasn't too bad this year. I was relatively within budget besides December. I was a little over budget. But the goal here is to reduce total spend by 10% and redirect those savings at 10% into, I guess, building my wealth. So I'm reading this book right now. I think I told you about it last week, called The Richest Man in Babylon. And it talks about saving 1/10 of the income that you make and just investing it in some sort of revenue generating asset, whether it's buying oxen and selling the oxen for a higher price later, or buying bonds, whatever it is. Redirecting that 10%, you won't notice a difference if you decrease your spend by 10%, but it compounds over time, and by the time you're 30, 40, whatever it is, you'll have a pretty penny saved up. So that's the plan here. I've been investing for a while, but I definitely do want to decrease spend because I realize I spend a lot of money on stupid shit. So that's the plan there for financial discipline. Independence. There's so many things that I want to do, but I feel like I can't do them alone, which is a shitty mindset. Do it alone, do it scared, but just do it. A lot of times I want to go to the gym and I will text my friends. I'll call maybe 3 or 4 different people saying, hey, do you want to go to the gym with me? Hey, have you hit the gym today? You want to hit the gym? And it's like, I should be able to go to the gym by myself for myself. Additionally, when I go out and I want to do fun things, like if I want to go for a hike, maybe I'll call a friend or X, Y, or Z. So many different things that I want to do that I feel like I need company for. But at the end of the day, I should be doing things that I like to do because I like to do them, and it doesn't matter if someone's there with me. So the action here is to do 2 intentional activities or outings per week by myself. And the mindset here is to pursue personal interests regardless of company. I kind of figured that I will find people who are interested in the things that I'm in if I go out and do those things by myself. It'll force me to be more, I guess, social when I'm out doing whatever I'm doing. And I think that's a good way to make friends who are like-minded, which I'm definitely going to be doing. So those are my New Year's resolutions. This year, we're going to make a change. We're started off in a pretty good headspace. So this year's going to be great. I'm really excited to see what I can do as a person, and to see how good I can get. And that's about it. Thank you.
Yeah, real nice. I've got some notes about that. I think we can do it like that. I'll do my thing right now, and um, and then we can kind of switch, look at each other's presentations, and ask some questions about it for us to be better able to clarify our thoughts, be able to speak about the goals. Maybe we find some little holes in those plans that we can later implement. So we can later like revise. So I think we'll yeah, let's do my presentation here, and then Sunday question time. Okay, here, here, here. Is it like that?
There it is. Oh, Canva. Very nice. Whoa, and it's animated too.
But how it is? A little bit, a little bit. Yeah, have you made it in Google Slides? Have you
I just made it
made
in
yours
Google
in Google
Slides. Yeah, I
Slides?
didn't know that you were gonna be going crazy like this.
Okay, yeah, Canva is something I've been trying to learn a bit. Not even lately. Everybody at my university does presentations in Canva, so I think I it was kind of like natural for me to also go for it. Canva has some real nice functionalities in terms of design. So yeah, we go with that. Let's go to the actual presentation. Uh, okay, I was using a ready-made like script or something for the presentation. So it included my top 3 moments from last year. So I figured I'll put those in for a nice little. Oh, okay. Uh, let's ignore the the text. So top 1 moment, the moment that I've liked the most, I think it was the trip to the countryside for the, I think it was the end of summer last year. Just a super nice time. Total disconnect from the rest of the world, with people that I really like, doing some things like cooking together, going on kayak trips and stuff like that. Really nice. Then let's do this. Then the time with Hasi in Malaysia, I cannot get it out of my head. I really, man, I miss those moments so much. I just loved it. And then for the top 3 moments, it was tough for me to pick one, but for probably something with people just hanging around in like natural circumstances. But with that, let's go to what we are here for, what we are all here for, to the resolutions. So I would like to start off with a sporty resolution, which is running a half for a couple of days ago. I thought I'm doing a lot of sports. That's not even a case of resolutions. However, I wanted to do something more like quantifiable, maybe something that I can really put on my resume. So I thought, why not run a half marathon? I've got like a 2.5 month um, timeline to be able to prepare myself for that. I believe I'm capable of running a half marathon, so I'll let you know in a couple months how that went. Oh, okay. Let's go. Oh, yes. Okay. So those are kinds of wishes that are not too structured for the time being. However, going from the left, there is a practice of meditation, and I've been digging more and more into that. I don't know if you or anybody watching knows Sam Harris. However, he's got a meditation app that I've been trying out lately, and I feel like meditation is a practice that would accompany all of those further goals really nicely. I'll try and just do that daily, probably with some app to keep it more structured, and we'll see the results in the future. With regards to my finances, I also quite like the financial situations. For now, the spending hasn't been excessive or anything like that. However, I am not actively building any sort of stock. Slash, I've put crypto in there also, although I don't know how whether I'll pursue anything in terms of crypto. However, this goal of like spending 10% less and uh, dedicating that towards assets. Yeah, I really need to put more time into that, and I think my dad is perfect person to help me start it off, so probably try and do something in that regard. And in terms of my family, I've got spending time with my sister, which is amazing. She's always been amazing, but she grows up super fast, and the time's running out. I don't know how long she's gonna be this sweet little girl that is just grateful for any amount of attention and any amount of time that you devote towards her. So I just want to be more proactive in figuring out what to do with her and how to nurture our relationship. What do we have next? Oh, we've got some photos for it. Why to break the presentation? I kind of like those photos, so why not include some photos? There are some things that I also want to uphold for the years, though those are not going to be super new for me. However, let's start with sports. It would be training five to six times a week. It will probably mostly be jiu-jitsu. However, I just really like squash also, so it can be that. I've put in a dance class there because that's something that's been on my mind for quite a long time to try dancing. So probably try and do that after running the half marathon. I'll try squeeze this dance class somewhere there, just to put myself in a situation that I'm like not familiar with at all, and I'm kind of terrified of dancing. I haven't been dancing much. I'm not too good of a dancer, so that's around a half marathon. That's already done, and taking part in a competition in jiu-jitsu. I think that would be just a nice a nice moment to sum up all of the progress that I've made throughout those months. In terms of digital hygiene, I want to aim for 3 hours of screen time a day. I think 3 hours is doable. Anything anything less than 3 hours is kind of hard. We'll see about that, but if I can keep it on that level, I think I'll be content. In terms of content, we've got short form content, which I just want to constrain to the max. There is like no value there apart from bombarding your brain with cheap dopamine. So I just want to constrain it like maximum to the max. Uh, in I've put in no phone space for 1 to 2 hours in the morning. So in terms of that, the digital hygiene, I feel like the 1 to 2 hour mark in the morning and 1 to 2 hour mark in the evening are very, very important periods to get good sleep, to not fuck up the rest of the day. So I'll really try and focus on those periods right after I wake up and right after I go to bed. And no nicotine. I'm doing quite well with that. I don't think I'll get back to nicotine. Yeah, it's just an ugly addiction. I wasting money, feeling sluggish and sloppy after velo. So yeah, leaving that behind. Hopefully, some more follows. So why not? Aspect of the year. Okay. Yes, and I wanted to sum it up with under one big umbrella that I have for this year. The biggest goal for this year, which it will be to finally move out. An apartment from me is in the process of being built right now. I know what place I'm gonna live in, and I wanted to yeah, I want to put it as the biggest goal at the end of the presentation. So I'm thinking about it kind of in those terms. Mm, to have a framework for decision making through which I'm going to look at certain decisions that I make. So if something gets me closer to moving out, then it's probably a good idea to pursue that. If something gets me further from that goal, then I maybe should reconsider doing it or taking part in sort of in any action that can be defined as keeping me further from that goal. That's something that very successful people do. For example, I've heard that Jeff Bezos, throughout the process of developing Amazon, had a framework of making decision that went like this. He said that if something improves customer experience, we do it. If it doesn't, we don't. So for a long time, that's been his framework. I think to have like a real grand level framework for decision making may be useful. I haven't been doing it throughout my life, so that's something I'll try for the first time. But yeah, that's the most important one that I'll be striving towards, and it will be mostly dependent on money. Like it's just a matter of getting the monthly income to a certain level where I feel comfortable leaving leaving my family home. And yeah, that's the biggest goal. Do we have anything else? I don't think we got anything else. That's it. We've got it.
Excellent presentation.
We've got it. Okay. Glad you liked it. So I was what I was thinking about was for us both to or for you to show the presentation once more and me to be able to ask questions about it, and
Yeah,
for you to do the same. I don't know if you're fine with this sort of arrangement, but I think
deals
that
too.
would be, yeah, that would be a nice extension of what we've done here.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been talking quite a lot with people about New Year's resolutions. I've been starting the conversations with the question of, do you believe in New Year's resolutions? Which is a nice opener.
Mhm.
And then I've talked to a lot of people about it. So I'm really glad we've made those presentations, because I feel like a lot of people do not really have a chance to like really sit down and be able to concentrate and like create something around New Year's resolutions. So I'm really glad about the fact that we've done it like this. Real nice.
Yeah, I found that in years past, it's been hard for me to identify my goals and identify like what steps I need to take to get there. And this is definitely a big step for me in terms of understanding myself and my aspirations. So this is awesome. I'm glad that we're doing this.
Okay. I'll stop sharing the screen
I will share mine.
and give the stage to you. Maybe the space. We'll see how it goes.
Okay. Let's get back here. And we'll do.
Here.
Okay. So, beginning overview, 6 points of improvement from 2025. Identified problems, seek resolution, create actionable steps to get there. So, the first problem was that I was on my phone way too much. I was consuming too much. I felt like I was losing touch with like the piece of my brain that I guess generated cool things and ideas. And my dad always told me, he was like, "Oh, you're such a creative person, all this nice stuff," which is very nice. Thank you, Dad. But I feel like in recent years I have been so uncreative. It's hard, it's like painful for me to use my brain, especially after using ChatGPT to help me with homework assignments over the past couple of years. It's like my brain doesn't even it's so sluggish to move. So I figured that an hour of no screen time just to try to be creative, just to think, meditate, draw, journal, whatever it is, I think that could be really beneficial for my brain.
I see that. I see that. We're on the same journey here. Same exact journey.
Yeah.
The symptoms that you're describing are the ones that I can fully identify with. I know this stuff very well firsthand. So we are both striving for a similar thing.
Mhm.
Now just it's a matter of quantifying that into actionable steps.
Yeah, I think that our approach was starkly different. So you said you wanted to limit the screen time, whereas I said that I wanted to schedule non-screen time with the same goal in mind, which I think is pretty interesting.
Yeah, your approach can be even better because you've inside this resolution you've captured what do you want to do in the time that will be free as a result of you not being on like Instagram, TikTok, and all this sort of stuff. So it's way easier to actually change a habit to have a replacement for the habit. There is probably a neurobiology explanation for that. That's it. It's way easier to like rewire neural pathways than to delete them completely.
Mhm.
Yeah. So this writing drawing was interesting. Is it a mention, somewhat of a mention that you want to do something in the more creative / artistic direction, or that was just something that you've put in there, not really thinking about it too much?
No, I really do want to be more creative. I think that my brain has been so dulled, um, especially by all the content that I consume. I think that the more I create, even if it's something little like writing or drawing, I think it will put me more in touch with the part of my brain that comes up with ideas. And in trying to put them on paper or put them into words, it will make me more articulate when explaining my ideas, which is something that I want to be better at. I want to be a better communicator, and I think that writing, drawing, reading will all help with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this consumption slash creation paradigm, or however you want to call it, is super important. The ratio between those two, especially with how easy it is to like, get lost in the consumption spiral. I think we've talked about it a few times, and we are quite aware of that. But it's one thing to be aware, and then the other to actually take action in the direction of creating more stuff. But I'm all on board with that. I fully agree with
Oh yeah.
with it. Yeah. Okay. I think we can go.
Physical strength. Yeah. So I used to be really, really big in the gym back when I was like a freshman, sophomore in college. And I put on some muscle and it was great. But the past year, I've been slacking so hard. I was talking to my dad about it, and he was saying that if you don't like going to the gym, don't go to the gym. Figure out other ways how to be active. Um, and I was talking to my buddy David about it too. He was saying that he needs to find like ways of working out that will work better for him. And I kind of realized like strength training is fun. I like it, but there's definitely better ways of going about it than 3 sets of 8 for bench press. You know what I mean? It's boring and it's kind of ass, if I'm being honest. But that said, I mean, there are obvious benefits to that, and like the tangible one is uh, increased muscle mass and prevention, which is cool. But that said, the physical strength part also kind of will touch on trying to find ways of working out that are more uh, palatable for me. On top of just increasing frequency, because I have been not inactive. I mean, the fact that I go to the gym 2 times a week doesn't necessarily mean that I have been totally inactive. Because I've been going on hikes, I've been running here and there, various activities. I'll go and play sports with my friends. Um, but I do want to increase the resistance training. That's very important to me. I want my kids to have a big, strong dad. I want my wife to have a big, strong husband. Um, and I want me to have a big, strong me.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Although, so the first question is this 1.98 number of times that you went to the gym last year per week, calculated on the basis of like you've been putting it in like some kind of app or something? Like
Yeah, I've been tracking it on my
okay,
workouts.
you've been tracking it. Nice. So that's real nice. Although I hear some kind of tension between the idea of going to the gym more and you not really being too fond of going to the gym and maybe getting to try other forms of activities. So you've started it. I think you've started it. Something like having a conversation with your dad that advised you to maybe change it up a little bit, which is something I've done. I think we've been on super similar paths in terms of that. We probably have trained for similar periods, similar like amounts of time, and throughout the last like half a year, I haven't really been feeling it too much. So I've switched. I'm in the gym like once a week maybe, just training chest, doing push-ups or something like that. And I've been doing more martial arts in the last half year. So the transition is very much possible. And I think I would encourage you to try and find something other than the gym, maybe for the gym being still in your life, being like complementary to some other activity. How does that sound?
That sounds interesting. Does martial arts really, I guess, train your muscles in a way where it increases like muscle strength?
Oh yeah, muscle strength for sure. Yeah, not muscle mass, not really. So hypertrophy, getting your muscle mass to be higher and to look better, that's a function of going to the gym. Martial arts can make you way more coordinated. There is more those, like, I don't know how they're called, like internal muscles, those deep,
Yeah.
those muscles that are deeper in your body. They are working a lot in martial arts, and you do become stronger, but not really in a way where it's like visible and it can be quantified on the scale. I think that would be my position. And,
Yeah, I used to do karate when I was a kid, but it was pretty ass. Like I went to some place in like a neighboring town, and the senseis were like these like two fat like stupid people. And I feel
karate
like
is kind of gay, isn't it?
yeah, no, it
Karate.
is. It is.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of gay. There
Um,
is some better, but martial arts is similar to the gym in terms of you being quite or how do I say that? The input, your input really matters in terms of your results. You get better quite quickly. You really feel like the amount of times that you train matters. So so yeah, martial arts are nice, but it doesn't have to. I think I've been thinking about martial arts for years to start, and I haven't really been convinced. That's kind of I think you really gotta be convinced to go in that direction. But there is so much things there. I don't know if you've been doing like squash, tennis, paddle, or any sports like that. They are very social. For example, racket sports. Oh yeah, that's what they call racket sports. So yeah, maybe experiment a bit in that regard. If you're not feeling the gym as much
yeah,
as you used to.
yeah, no, it really is
Why
about
not?
experimentation. But I have a feeling that the reason why I have been less enthusiastic about the gym is because all of my lifts have been pretty stagnant, and I think that's just a direct result of me not going as much as I should. But that said, I definitely am interested in martial arts, especially jujitsu. I have a buddy who does jujitsu, and he says it's extremely humbling because some like 5 foot tall, like 110 pound guy will just come and destroy you.
It is. It
Which
is.
it sounds
Yeah.
interesting to me. I want to I don't know. I want to see what that's all about, and different forms of martial arts as well. Like when we were in Thailand, I took a Krav Maga class, and I mean, I guess that was pretty cool. That was a cool class. I learned a little Krav Maga, which was, I mean, obviously I'm not proficient, but
Krav Maga is that the one that where you like learn how to defend from a knife attack or something like that? What's that? Or it's
yeah,
not that?
yeah. Krav Maga is like an Israeli self-defense. It's basically like playing really dirty. It's not so much as martial arts, more as it's like self-defense. It's about like slapping people in the
Okay.
nuts, like
Okay.
breaking
Okay.
keys.
Yeah. So pretty. That's pretty different from regular martial arts.
Yeah, yeah. It's
It's
not very
weird.
artistic.
Uh, okay. Okay. I think we're
Next
done with
one.
it. Let's go. Let's go to the next one.
Mindful consumption. So this one originally started off with weed, but I think weed isn't the only harmful thing that I consume. And looking at the strategy now, the gradual monthly phase out, I'm not so actually it was going to be some Monday, or rather January, Monday cut out weed, and then February, Monday, Tuesday cut out weed, and then
Okay.
March, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday cut out weed. But I'm not sure if that's the best way of going about it. I was talking with my buddy, and he was saying that to like build these walls around you that you're almost certainly going to break at a certain time. I mean, like if all my friends come over on a Wednesday and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna smoke and hang out," and I got nothing to do, and it's like it makes sense that I would break that because it's the perfect occasion to. So what I'm going to deprive myself of that? I don't think that's a very good idea. I think a better idea is to just be more mindful when I do, and to, I guess, yeah, be aware when I want to, and determine, is this a good time to? Is this detrimental to my goals? So that's something that I think I'm going to be doing more. Like today for this date that I'm going on, I kind of considered, should I bring a joint? And I thought, oh, well, maybe I'm rationalizing it. Maybe I really do want to smoke weed, and this date is just an excuse to. But then I thought, no, because I really don't care if I smoke weed right now. Like, I think this is like, if there were to be a time where smoking weed is an acceptable thing to do, I think that this is the right occasion for it. which I think is a healthier way of looking at it than, oh, it's Tuesday, I can't smoke weed. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. Although if you're real about constraining your weed use, there will come a time where you'll be required, not by like some external circumstances, but by your like your conscience or something like that, to just make a decision on which direction do you want to go in. And any process of withdrawing from something requires you to overcome that resistance of using it, uh, uh, and not doing it when you really want to, when your brain really advises you that it's like the best idea to smoke right now, bro. It's everyone's coming, and your friends are gonna be smoking. So that's a tricky one. That's something that I've been talking to a lot of people about, because in my social circle there's a lot of people that have been using weed. I think they've been kind of addicted, like a lot of weed, and they are a lot of them is also in the process of gradually withdrawing from that, and they've kind of described it in a way where if they feel like they are in control, that's fine. If they are not a prisoner of like their circumstances, it's all good. Although, yeah, I think you've started out. I don't really know what's the resolution then. What's the resolution?
Um,
How would you say in like two sentences or three sentences?
the resolution here is, I mean, exactly what the header is, mindful consumption. I found that a lot of times when I consume like shit, it's I don't even think about it. I'm scrolling on TikTok, eating junk food. It's like smoking weed when I get home from school. I just do it because it's a thing that I do. Whereas now, I think when I consume things, anything, I'll be very conscious of, what am I consuming? Why am I consuming it? Is there an alternative that I could do? Does this make me better or worse? So, for example, my relationship with alcohol is very, very healthy. I never have urges to like drink, but I'll drink when I go with my friends. Maybe I'll have a few drinks. Sometimes I'll get really drunk. But it does not control me in any way. And if someone said, you could never drink ever again, I would be like, okay, that wouldn't affect me. But that said, I still use it occasionally. I mean, I drink every other week. And I think that if I were able to cultivate a relationship with weed that was similar to that, I mean, that's like best case scenario for me. Alcohol complements certain occasions sometimes, and I think that weed can largely do the same thing. So that's
Okay.
that's like the ideal.
Okay, but if you were to put it in numbers,
In numbers, it would be
how much do you
smoking
wanna?
once every 2 weeks. I'd say is probably a good bet.
Okay, okay. So let's yeah, I think having some number in mind is helpful, and also having the self-discipline to just say no, even if the occasion really feels right, is important in this process generally. Yeah, so I think that's just that. In terms of the gradual monthly phase out strategy, yeah, I don't feel like you're convinced to that.
I'm not.
Yeah.
My friend was like, all right, imagine, it's January and I don't need to cut out smoking every other day of the week. Like I only need to cut out Monday. That's pretty easy. So and then comes Tuesday and my habits really haven't changed at all. Or not Tuesday, and then comes February. So now I can't smoke on Tuesdays. And then, I break, I fail on Tuesday, or rather I fail in February because I smoked on a Tuesday because I figured, okay, what's the worst? Whatever. And now it's like, all right, what do I do from there? I spent a month getting to this point and nothing changed. So I figured that the gradual phase out I mean, I'm still going to try to adhere to it, but that's not the manifesto anymore. Because realistically, I don't really think that's um, that's that impactful. I think that just being
Yeah,
mindful about when I consume is going to be much more impactful, and it has been considering that I haven't smoked in, I don't know, 5 days, which isn't. I mean, that sounds pretty lame, but really, I mean, I've been smoking like damn near every day for the past year, dude. Thailand was so easy to smoke, and then I
yeah,
come back with those habits. It was really bad.
me too. Yeah, I get it. I get it totally. So there's no need to for you to adhere to something that you don't really believe in. I think that's not the way to go. Okay, I think we're pretty clear on that one. I'll hold you accountable for that. I'll ask you what's going on with that
Please,
weed
yeah, no,
habit,
I'll,
because weed is the one that it turns you into like a consumption monster. I feel like.
yeah, yeah, eat a lot of food, scroll on
Yes,
TikTok,
yes.
watch videos.
Like the weed is the facilitator that gets you through the door, and on the other side of the door there is like infinite scrolling and junk and porn and like
Yeah,
every other monster comes through that door. So with man, I love weed myself. Like I know what you're talking about,
yeah,
but uh, it really has to be modulated, because not because even of the weed per se, but of what comes with it as a habit.
yeah. I found that like if I were to go to sleep like a month ago, I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna smoke some weed and go to sleep. It's like really like the fact that I felt like I needed the weed to help me go to sleep, and I didn't necessarily need it, but I just did it because that's what I did, which is stupid. I didn't think about it. So that's being mindful is going to be very important in this process, and the less I smoke, the more mindful I am. So it'll be cyclical. I think it'll be good. But moving on to strategic scheduling, um, I just want to like organize my time better. My time is, I mean, one of my most important resources. So might as well manage it.
Probably. Okay, I see. So it's 1 hour, 1 hour to the Sunday ritual.
Mhm.
I've been even thinking about it in the context of our Sunday meetings being held on Sunday, and devoting not even an hour of that, but really trying to devote like even 15 minutes for us both to do it together, to look at the next week and see what we've got upcoming. I think it would make it would make it easier to. So that's something that we can try and think about incorporating
Yeah.
in the future, because Sunday is like the perfect time of the week for that. And in terms of Google Calendar, yeah, I'm not in that world at all. I don't use it. I don't really have I haven't really been thinking about using it. Maybe I should do. I'm only
It's a pretty good
doing it
tool.
in terms of in the context of uni,
Mhm.
probably this sort of stuff. Yeah, maybe something to think about.
Yeah, it's
Mm,
it's a really good tool for like chunking out time. So you could take like blocks of each day and say like what it is. And then also it's not like a physical calendar, so you could look at it anywhere. Like if you're like, oh, like what do I have going on next, like tomorrow at 5? You'd whip out your phone and just see like, oh, I have XYZ tomorrow at 5. It's really useful in terms of planning.
I know, yeah, I get it. And this process of, you called it, I think, chunking out time, be knowing beforehand what what have you planned to do, instead of doing it on the fly and wasting energy uh, on like planning in the moment. Yeah, I'm for that idea. Probably I'll reconsider maybe going in that direction more.
Mm,
That's a good one.
yeah.
Okay.
Um, Financial discipline. I mean, this one's pretty obvious. This one's pretty easy. Really not much to say here besides. Um, so I track all of my expenses. Actually, in December, I didn't track any of my or I didn't track half of my expenses because I was just spending so much because it was the holidays. But that said, in like normal months, I'm tracking everything. I mean, I spend $1 on parking, it goes in the spreadsheet. That said, a lot of my spending did come from like miscellaneous charges. Like, all right, I'm gonna go and buy a bottle of liquor for the weekend. Like me and the boys are gonna go out to the bars. All right, I grabbed a sandwich with my friends at some expensive place because we were hungry and it was the closest best option. So you could look at those and determine, okay, well, if I bought the 0.5 liter or the 0.75 liter instead of the 1.75 liter for the liquor bottle, I would save, 40%. Or all right, if we ate at McDonald's instead of like the bistro place, we'd save, $10. Or better yet, if we shopped at the grocery store and packed lunches, we'd save 80%. So kind of like looking at your expenses and determining where you could save money, I think is important. And the saved money will be invested because I need to be a rich motherfucker and I want my kids to have everything. So you got to figure this one out. But that's about all I have to say about this.
Hell yeah, totally into that. We'll probably talk about it even more in my presentation because I get it. You have it figured out down to the numbers. I just have a rough idea of what direction I want to go in, so we'll probably talk about it more when in my Q&A session.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next one.
Independence. I've felt like I wasn't really doing things that I wanted to do. What I'm scared of is this. I'm scared that I'm going to remain with the same group of friends that I've had my entire life. And don't get me wrong, I love my friends, but I've seen instances of me growing apart from other people, and that relationship fails, and then now it's like one less friend in the rotation, or we just like grow apart, but they still want to continue to be friends, and it doesn't really work for me. Like, for example, I have a friend who is like very addicted to drugs, and he's a really good, nice guy, but it's just not a friendship that's working out for me. So I had to cut that off, and I'm not making more friends than I'm losing. So it's like, I got to go out and do things to meet more people who are interested in the same things that I'm doing, like hiking, cooking. I really don't know.
Okay.
But,
yeah.
Yeah.
Important stuff that you've mentioned there, especially the ratio of friends lost and friends gained, just something quite important to track. Actually, I'm also negative on that, to be honest. There was a time, I think it would be probably high school, the first 2 years of high school, where I've been extremely social. I've gained a lot of friends. My friends from middle school went to some high schools. I've hung out with them, got new friends from those high schools, and I haven't really. Yeah, I don't even know where was the last time where I've let somebody into my life enough to call him a friend. My two main groups of friends are boys from football and people from middle school, and yeah. So it's been years now that I've met you. I'm sorry. God damn it. Yeah. Okay. I'm so sorry. I've met you. That's important. That's something to you see. But that's the problem of my perception. Then maybe a bit, and I have to. But yeah, I agree with that. That ratio is something to keep track of. Something important. I'm totally into getting to know you people. It's been harder and harder throughout my life to to meet new people, make I don't
It
know,
is tricky.
establish connections that really last, not like
Mhm.
a couple of months with the redhead girl and then yes, something truly lasting. This fall, I wanted to ask about the mantra: follow less, lead more.
Yeah, so
What
I there's a lot of things that I want people to kind of like basically do them for me. So if I want to go out and do something, I feel like I need someone there with me. But I mean, why wouldn't I just do it by myself if it's something that I want to do? I feel like in order to do things that I want to do, I need people there with me to do it. But that's pussy shit. I need to follow less and lead more. I need to lead my own life.
But is it connected to doing things alone a bit?
For sure. Yeah. I mean, I I don't necessarily need to like do activities alone, but I don't want to be dependent on someone else to do an activity, you know? Like
Okay.
if no one else can go to the gym with me, then that shouldn't prevent me from going to the gym.
Yeah, I see. I see. Okay. Okay. And there's personal interest regardless of company. Okay. Okay. I think it's that.
And that's it. Let's make a change, man. Let's
And that's it.
do this
That's
shit.
the change. Nice. 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 Good stuff. Good stuff. I like the presentation structure as well. Haven't really seen this sort of stuff where you've got like a graphic on the bottom, and all of those were structured in three columns. You know what I'm talking about. You made this presentation. I hope so that you haven't generated that with.
It was not generated. Well, actually,
No, never,
this was
never.
a template. This was a template that I used from Google, but I like inserted my
Okay,
own. Yeah.
okay, yeah, real clean. I like it. Okay, let's go to my. Let's go back to my presentation then. We'll go with
I took some
here,
notes.
resolutions right away. Okay, yeah, very good, very nice.
Run a half
Yeah, so we've
marathon.
got running half marathon. That's not really complicated. I've got to run once or twice a week, like 15K maybe, and then on the day of half marathon, I'll be prepared and I'll just do it. There is nothing complicated here. It's just a matter of the input, and I've been quite enjoying running. I've got some albums that I listen from beginning to the end, which I haven't really been doing too much. That wasn't my type of listening to music. I mostly okay, but I'm going off topic right now. Totally okay. So that's that. Preferably under 2 hours. That's gonna probably that's on the only thing that's maybe less doable, but we'll
Yeah.
see.
So in terms of like resolutions, it's interesting to put that as a resolution and not necessarily like a goal. I feel like those are like that's starkly different than what I would expect a resolution to be, but I do like it because in creating that as a resolution, it kind of indicates that behaviors will change to get there. Because you can't run a half marathon right now. I mean, maybe you can, but it would suck. Um, but I like that. Also, let's go back to your favorite moments for a second because I have an observation that I made. The observation that I made is that all of these favorite moments revolved around people that you liked hanging out with. So, you know, Hasi in Malaysia, your friends in the countryside, the third one being just hanging out with your friends. It seems that the best moments are those that come when you're with people that you enjoy being with, which is pretty much in line with, you ask like any old person, like what the most important thing, the most fulfilling thing in their life was, and it's always the interpersonal connections that they made. So I think this is pretty showing of that. Yeah, just
Yeah,
that's all.
just an observation. Yeah, yeah. It's even been scientifically proven. I think the longest longitudinal study on happiness coming from Harvard, stemming like fucking 100 years or something like that, uh, came to a conclusion with the interpersonal relationships being by far the most important component of happiness. I think that's we've gotten observational evidence and the scientific proof of that as well. We know what to do. Now it's just a matter of taking action
Yeah.
on that. Yeah, we've got some, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we've got that. Okay, so we've got meditation. It's an extension of the no phone time
Hmm.
that that I have scheduled. I have also really wanted to give my mind an opportunity to not receive input all the time and work a bit with what I already have in there. So that's with regards to meditation. I don't want. I think I'm past the stage where I do like 10 minutes. 10 minutes is like too little. I want to go for more like half an hour minimum, maybe some days an hour. Why not do an hour of meditation? Let's
I
go.
get bored.
We'll see. We'll see about that. But I wanna like get involved with that. Regards
That could be a challenge for like one of the upcoming weeks, like meditate every day for an hour.
for challenge for me.
No, challenge for like us, like when we're doing these weekly challenges.
You think so?
I think
I
it'd be
I
interesting.
think I can do that. I think I can do this. Yeah. Why
I would
not?
have trouble. I'd probably fall asleep, but that'd be a challenge.
Let's try. Let's try. I mean, you can do guided meditation as well if you. That's that diminishes the risk of you falling asleep because someone's always talking to your ear.
Hmm.
Pretty reasonable.
I
So
like this
that's
resolution because it's specific, it's measurable. Um, Good. I like that.
yeah. Yeah, the next one is an opposite of that. Very non-specific, non-measurable. For now.
Hmm.
For now.
It's a
Uh,
start though.
y- yeah, it's a start because maybe I've had intention of leaving it like that and figuring it out with you somewhat. I just I frankly haven't been investing, and it's not the goal is not to become like a day trader. That's like totally not the goal, but to kind of learn about the stock market and the the whole space a bit more while being an active participant of it, because that's the best way of learning. And yeah, I just don't really have an idea of how it will how it will work.
Hmm.
I don't know how much money should I devote towards that. I know that what I'm doing right now and the stage I'm at right now is not the way I wanted to be going forward. So there is an intention for making the change for sure, but nothing nothing too realistic. Maybe I'll just steal your resolution and just do the same, and
Yeah.
uh, and I'll do it just like that. That may I may well end up like this
Excellent.
probably. Yeah.
Mm.
And then the brother sister time. I think I kind of explained during
I like this one a lot.
during the presentation. Is just a matter of her growing up super fast, and probably in the nearest future she'll make the transition on of going from uh, her family being the uh, primary group of people that she wants to hang around with and she wants to get validation from, to a point where she'll get it from her friends, which is a natural transition.
Yeah.
I wanna like support that with her. I want her to have amazing friends and boyfriends in the future, all this sort of stuff. However, there is something really pure and really amazing about those small children just being like, I don't know if the word is like enamored with you, like they just really look forward to doing anything with you, which is super cool. And I wanna use that as much as I can this year, because she's really still at this stage.
Hmm.
Okay.
I really like that a lot. And I think moving forward as your sister starts to grow up, it sounds like she's growing up in a pretty healthy household. That said, I think that generally when you grow up in a healthy household, family remains a pretty high priority. I know, like with my sister, of course she had her phase when she was like back in like middle school and high school, where she kind of rejected the family a little bit. But at the end of the day, it's a phase. And now it's like my family is so tightly knit. We hang out all the time. We, call each other, have active group chats. And that's just a consequence of growing up right. And it sounds to me like your sister's grown up in a household where that's going to be not just a possibility, but a very high likelihood. So, yeah, I wouldn't stress too much about it, but I do like the fact that you're very conscious of the time that you spend with her. That's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Being conscious and proactive in that. Let's go. You got the photos. I think we'll skip the photos. Yeah, what do we have here?
Training
The
5 to 6 times a
sports,
week.
yeah, the sports training, the digital hygiene, which is kind of a variation of whatever you've put in your presentation. Although now that I think about it, I like the way you've put it even more, to have some kind of alternative predetermined for what do you want to do in this time that you really, I don't know, earn
Yeah,
by not wasting it.
yeah. I've found that when I try to limit things, that it doesn't work out for me. It's more so like being mindful about them will if I'm mindful about something, I'll end up just like limiting it inadvertently. So like if I'm conscious about, all right, now I'm on Instagram and it's showing me butt, I'm gonna get off Instagram immediately. And now instead of saying, all right, well, I have 10 minutes left on Instagram, I'll say I don't even want to be on Instagram because it's not good for me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um, like that's the same thing with like the weed. It's all about being mindful of the consumption. But that said, I mean, 3 hours of screen time I think is definitely doable, especially if you're being mindful about it.
Yeah. I think that uh I've been quite into monitoring my screen time, and the 3 hour mark is what I came up with at this point. I definitely want it to be like quantifiable. I like it being like a measurable amount of time that I want to strive for. So I think we'll leave it at that, and then there is this uh, short form content, and winning the morning and winning the evening.
I like that a lot. That's important for sure.
Yeah, so that's the way that's and this, yeah, I don't know about you, but the evening when I'm laying in bed is the time where I'm super prone to just mindlessly scroll
Yeah.
and, God forbid, end up on with like chicks in my face on
Hmm.
Instagram and this. So yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So I'm
Yeah.
super vulnerable in the evening. So I gotta be mindful to fight
Yeah.
in the evening for sure.
What I started doing is I just read before bed instead of like going on the phone. I try to and maybe read for like 30 minutes. So I'll, like basically the last time I look at my phone is when I set my alarm for the next morning, and then I brush my teeth, I floss, I do whatever I need to do, and then I read, and then finish whatever chapter, go to sleep. And that's a pretty good way of going about it for me, because I know that if I'm in bed on my back looking at like chicks on Instagram, that's a bad thing.
Yeah, then you're then we fucking lost if that's if that's the way it goes. Yeah, I'm leaving my phone outside of my reach right now, which
Hmm.
has been super important for like two reasons. If it's outside of my reach, I cannot scroll in the evening,
Hmm.
and I have to get out of bed as soon as the alarm clock goes off in the morning. So it's two for the price of one. I
Hmm.
fucking love it. And if I only have like the mental fortitude to stick to that, it's a super important one. Yeah, but like a super simple hack that it gives you such high leverage. It's incredible. Just
Yeah, dude,
leave your
I love the
phone
opportunity.
outside of your reach in the evening
Yeah,
with the
absolutely.
alarm set up.
Yeah,
Mm,
when the things that are bad for you are like just slightly harder to get to, it's like, I don't know, it reduces usage by like a large percent.
mhm, mhm. Yeah, and then no nicotine. Mm, I I think I've spoken about that. There is just no need. Waste of money, waste of health, and it makes me sluggish. No advantages
Yeah,
to
really
that.
bad.
So it's just cut it out. I'm not 16 anymore. Okay, we've got some photos. We've got some photos.
Moving
Yeah,
out.
and moving out. So frankly speaking, I quite for the longest time I quite like living with my family. I
Hmm.
didn't really mind it. I've had my lunch prepared already, waiting for me when I come back from uni. I quite like my parents. I like my brother. I also love my sister. So we there was no real like um, need for me to move out or anything like that. But lately, if I'm being honest, I've been having those thoughts of just I don't know. I feel like I would be able to uh, develop better, faster when I'm able to live alone, and
Hmm.
if I don't have to explain my decisions to anyone, uh, and that's just the natural big step that anyone has to go through, and I feel like the end of this year is the right mark. I'll have a real good year behind me, uh, and uh, and I'll gladly move out at the age of 22, and like the beginning of being 22,
Yeah.
something like that probably, which is the right time. So yeah,
Yeah.
got
What's
it.
interesting is that you said you want to spend more time with your sister, but then you're like, I want to move out.
Yeah, but it's like spending the time with my sister throughout the year, and at the end of the year move out.
I
Maybe
gotcha. I
that's
gotcha. So
maybe
you want
that's
to,
on the timeline that would look like kind of like that,
okay.
for me. So it may even make more sense than you think.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
well, when you explained it, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
yeah, yeah. So that's the way I want to go. I want to go about it, and yeah, just like I've said, natural step in the
Yeah.
right direction. You've got to be
Yeah.
somewhat independent. You've got to earn money. You've got to be sure of the decision. Yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah. interesting is that living alone really does change the way that you behave. Like when I'm at school, I'm cooking all the time. I'm making like really good food. I just fill my time with different things. One of those being smoking weed. So that's something that needs to get cut out. But when I'm here, it's like I can't even wash the dishes. It's like such a hassle for me to wash the dishes. I don't even cook anymore. I'm always like looking in the fridge and there's ingredients, but I'm like, oh, like there's no food in this house. Like it's living on your own is definitely a different experience and it kind of shows you like who you really are, um, which is cool. And
You've got to have your shit together to a certain extent. You just cannot slack off and like, I mean, you're gonna die from fucking hunger if you don't cook anything for yourself.
like
You're
keep your
gonna
house
live
clean.
in filth if you don't keep your house clean. So
Mhm.
there is just certain actions that you have to partake in to uphold your life that just naturally make you more organized, more you've got to figure your, I don't know, your time out, right? I feel like that's the case because I've been living alone only in Thailand, and that I absolutely love that experience. But let's not compare living in Thailand on a
Very
student
different.
exchange to living in alone in my hometown. So I don't really have real experience with that. I just felt like it's a doable thing for me to do this at the end of the year, and
Mhm.
I've put it right in there.
Good. Do any of your friends live alone?
Oh, quite a lot of them do live alone right now. Some of them have been living alone for like 3 years or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, I it's actually not a lot. I don't know. I don't want to call it. I don't want to say that I lied, but now that I've thought about it more and more, um, there isn't so many that that live uh, that live alone. There's been some that like have been living alone and going back to their family on the weekends. But
Mhm.
in terms of the of people that just moved out properly, are able to support themselves in all those sorts of ways, not too many. I've got to rewind that. Yeah.
Yeah, I only have two friends that have fully moved out and that are supporting themselves, and it sounds like a fucking struggle, man. Like my friend Colleen works like 50-hour weeks and like on top of like all of her classes. And then she's also doing like her master's program where she needs to like work 40 hours a week unpaid. So it's like all of her time is eaten up just trying to survive. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah. It awaits any of us that want to be rich as a motherfucker, as you have you put like that? I think something like that. You may have put
I
it.
said something like that. I don't know.
You said something like that. So
Yeah.
any of us will be, yeah. No,
Yeah.
I feel like this year is gonna be a year of us pulling to figuring stuff out and then moving out at the end.
Yeah.
It's gonna work like that.
Now, dude, I will hold you accountable to all of this. I'll hold you
Yeah,
accountable.
we know about our goals. So we'll be able to kind of ask questions, nudge a little bit, just yeah, yeah. That's gonna be interesting how we hold ourselves accountable. There's no going back now.
Yeah.
The
Hey,
only way,
this is for the
burn the
best.
boat.
We're in the boats, man. Dude, we used to play when I played football in high school, that was like our mantra, burn the boats. So when we were playing defense, we'd all be screaming that and it was like just get so fired up. So good.
Yeah, it sounds like something that you may say playing American football. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, man.
Is being probably being used in like Navy SEALs, American football, and here in our conversation, getting fired up for the New Year's. But really, I'm
Yeah,
feeling
man.
real optimistic. I gotta be honest. I just feel really good. I've already made some real good changes throughout the past 4 months. So I really need to like whatever is doing. I don't know what I need to do. Yeah, let's end it. Let's end the recording. We've said, I think we've said enough
Yeah,
today.
my computer's gonna die soon too, so this is perfect timing. Yeah, I mean, yeah, nothing changes if nothing changes. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
our behaviors will
Hmm.
change, our lives will change. 2026 will be fantastic, and moving forward past 2026, we'll maintain these habits. Hopefully, I don't know. No, we will.
We will.
Yeah, I'm really
We will.
looking forward to this year and hearing how things go for you, and sharing with you how things are going with me. So, yeah, I'll end this recording here. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we go?
No, I would wish anyone to get on with their New Year's resolutions, and if they have any, I wish anyone the best of luck in that after this period of reflection and coming up with the ideas. Yeah, that's the thing that I would want to end with.
Excellent. Well,
All the
it's
best,
all
you
for me
people.
too. So, peace out, viewers. Thanks for watching. And there we go.